Welcome back to More Sports and Less Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. I'm Dave Bacon. Well, sports wagering legalized a little bit over an hour away from downtown Cleveland in Erie, Pennsylvania, Presque Isle Downs and Casino. The Bet America Sportsbook, 50 state-of-the-art kiosks throughout the casino. A great place where you can go and wager legally on sports pretty quickly and easily. As I said, just touch screen vending machine type. Put your money in, make your bet. We welcome in our point spread expert for the Presque Isle Downs and Casino segment, and that is Ryan Fowler. Ryan, we appreciate the time. We are going to check in with Fowler's 5. Let's begin. The Seahawks and the Steelers. Who do you like in this one, Ryan?
Yeah, the Steelers kind of laid an egg last week, didn't they? I was liking the Steelers at the Patriots, and then I know Tom Brady, and when they're champs, they stay champs until you knock them off throne, and the Pittsburgh Steelers did not look sharp. But I think back home, this is an advantage for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Seahawks did not look good last week against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. Now the Seahawks have to get on a flight, go to Pittsburgh. That's not ideal. So I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers bounce back this week. I think the running game gets going, and Juju Smith-Schuster is playing with a little bit of an injury, but he does have the advantage if he suits up on Sunday. I like the Steelers to cover the 4 at home and bounce back in a big way. They're much better than what they showed against the Patriots last week.
Steelers fans are certainly hoping that they are much better than they were against the Patriots. Let's move on. Another AFC North team, the Bengals. They actually looked pretty good against the Seahawks in that loss.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised on the effort they put forth. Now, I will say this. The Seahawks, they notoriously start slow, especially against the spread. So it wasn't a big surprise they couldn't cover the 9.5. I think it was just the way that Andy Dalton was able to move the chains with his arm with no A.J. Green, right? They really didn't get a running game going against the Seahawks. That's no big surprise. But when you look at this matchup, they're back home in Cincinnati. Here's the crazy thing. San Francisco played at Tampa Bay last week. Now they have to play at Cincinnati this week. That's 2 East Coast, Eastern time zone games. First, those kickoffs are so early for them. Not ideal for them to start the season with 2 early kickoffs being a West Coast team. I think Andy Dalton gets back into his groove. Mixon, kind of dealing with an ankle injury right now, but with basically a pick-em. There's a 1-point spread. I like the Bengals, based on the way they played last week, to pick up the win at home.
We're going to go with a little bit of a prop bet for the third one. Julian Edelman going against the Dolphins. Now, the over-under is 6.5 receptions. I think the over-under for me against the Dolphins might be 3. That defense was not good against the Ravens. What do you like with Edelman, 6.5 receptions?
Yeah, a lot of attention is going to be paid on Antonio Brown, whether he suits up or not this week for the Patriots. But it doesn't matter. If Antonio Brown plays or not, Julian Edelman remains Tom Brady's favorite target. He was targeted 11 times against the Steelers. He caught 6 of them. So now we're going to up the ante a little bit and say he can pick up 7, because I think Julian Edelman has 7 or 8 receptions against this Dolphins defense before, assuming that the Patriots jump out to a big lead, which a lot of people do, considering the spread is 19 in some places, favored by 19, quite a bit. Julian Edelman might get some rest there in the late 3rd, early 4th. I like Edelman to go over 6.5 receptions.
We'll move on. The Bears and the Broncos. This is one where you're going over or under, and the Broncos, a little bit of a short week, played that late Monday night game, and the Bears a long week because they played Thursday to open things up. Both of them on the short end. Who do you like, or what do you like in this one?
Yeah, the point total is really low, 40, 41, depending on which book you work with. But I'm going to say under. Joe Flacco did not look inspired at Oakland. Everything was against Oakland. They were 3-point home dogs, and Denver went in there and they didn't do much. They kind of rallied late to try and make things interesting, but I don't see that Denver offense scoring that many points. I think the Bears are able to kind of put some more things together than they were against the Packers. Plus, they got an extended lead up to playing this game at Denver, so they have a little bit more rest under their belt. Both teams are going to run the ball a little bit. You have the game at elevation. I think this is a low-scoring game, probably in the totals around 36, 37, but not much more. I'll take the under 40.
And let's talk a little bit about the Browns-Jets. That one off the board earlier in the week when it was announced Sam Darnold has mono, of all things, and will not play. So, Trevor Siemian, you are the New York Jets quarterback, which Browns defense has to kind of like that.
Yeah, especially with the way things went against the Titans. I mean, the 18 penalties, the most since 1951. They can clean that up. I think they have fewer than 8 this week. I think getting rid of penalties is one thing. The problem is the offensive line needs to go against Greg Williams, defensive pass rush, which had a pretty good day against Josh Allen and the Bills last week. That's the one area that concerns me. Trevor Siemian, that guy fell out of favor really quick in Denver, and it's actually surprising that he's a backup. But I think there was a reason he's a backup, because they thought Sam Darnold was going to be their guy all 16 games. They didn't think they'd have to go to him this early, but with Darnold having mono, it's Siemian time, and I think Myles Garrett and the rest of them eat. No matter what the point spread is, I'm probably going to lean Browns at this one once it hits.
Ryan Fowler, as always, great stuff. We appreciate Fowler's 5.